Welcome to Keeping It Classy, Social Media 101 by Elizabeth Cameron. Think back to kindergarten, when your teacher asked you the question, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" You eagerly told your teacher your dream job at just 5 years old. Maybe you wanted to be a scientist or a doctor, maybe a pilot, or if you were like me, you wanted to be a ballerina. The thing is, you have plans to fulfill your dreams, and eventually one day you do want to land your dream job. But the world we live in today, it's changed. It's booming with technology and modern conveniences. And with all of this technology, there's come a world of social media and everything that comes with it. It's created an easy glance into who you are as a person, and it's also become the new norm for employers to investigate as a part of the hiring process. You're about to enter into the real world, and so with that, it is imperative that you make the best possible decisions when leaving behind any digital footprint. Take this story for example. Meet Mary. Mary is 25 years old. She just graduated college. She completed a full internship, and she's finally landed that interview with the company of her dream job. She is so excited because she's been working so hard to get to this moment. But that has quickly turned to worry, as she has just found out that they've been researching her social media history. See, Mary has made some questionable decisions and maybe have overstepped what she should have posted on these channels. During this presentation, I'm going to cover 3 key areas that you need to consider when seeking to present the best version of your brand. I want you to think, how am I representing my brand? What is personal branding? And how do I avoid ruining my brand? Let's begin. What is personal branding? Personal branding is essentially the ongoing process of establishing a prescribed image or impression in the mind of others about an individual, group, or organization. I like to think of personal branding like product branding. Take these images, for example. There are thousands of brands in the world, and each one of them are recognizable in their own way. Each one of them have their own motto, their own values, and you know what they're about just by looking at their logo. Take this one, for example. I show you this because each brand creates an emotional response. And I want you to think about that as it pertains to your own brand. What emotional response are you putting out there for the world? Think of personal branding as, what is your logo? What is your identity? What does it say about you? Don't be the brands that generate the negative response, for those are the ones that get less attention, and they ultimately probably go out of business. So take a minute. What does your brand currently say about you? Are you dependable? Are you professional? Does your brand communicate what you want others to see? It's important to understand that before you engage in any online platform, it is so important to think before you post. Some things to consider. I always like to go by this acronym. So simple, Think, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And my favorite, is it kind? Did you know that social media has made it so super easy for employers to investigate your character? When they go to your social media platforms, they're looking into more than just your profile. They're reading your post, they're seeing what you shared, and immediately are making decisions on what your values, your morals, and your ethics are. They're determining in those moments if you are going to be a right fit for their company. I have a few statistics for you. Did you know that 70% of employers use social media to research job candidates? So after you've turned in the perfect resume, you've checked all boxes, they are going straight to your social media to see how you represent yourself as a person. Did you know that 48% of employers use social media to check up on current employees? This is a true story. In most onboarding contracts at bigger companies, they make you sign a social media agreement, especially if you put on there that you are representing that business as your employer. And 34% of employers have reprimanded or fired an employee based on the content found online. As you've noticed our theme, it's all about personal branding and how you showcase your brand. I'm going to introduce you to LinkedIn. What is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a professional social media network that allows you to network with your colleagues and business associates. You can create online resumes and see extensive job listings. You can join professional groups, and you can even work on your growth and development through LinkedIn Learning. Although LinkedIn is a social media network, it is a professional network. What it is not is Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and most definitely not YouTube. So with that being said, even the way that you communicate through email is important, and I have a few tips for you. As you prepare to enter into the workforce in the professional world, it is important that you understand to communicate in a professional manner. I have a few tips to get you started. First, use an appropriate email address. This is not a place for pet names or nicknames. Use proper greetings. That's just polite. Use good grammar. Avoid using uppercase. You don't want the receiver to feel like you were yelling at them. Avoid using slang and abbreviations. You may understand what they mean, but the receiver probably not. Use spell check. That's the easiest way to fix errors. And finally, proofread your emails before they're sent. That's just basic email etiquette. Earlier in the presentation, I mentioned that the world that we live in today, it's booming with technology. All of this technology has brought us to the world of social media. And my aim with this presentation was to share with you tips on how you can positively represent your brand through these channels. Thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I hope that you land your dream job in the future. Remember, what you post in the moment can last a lifetime. And I signed this, your digital footprint.